everybody, welcome back to the channel. And yes, you see it, and it's true. I am holding the Imperial officer from Ferrix. This is one of the Andor action figures that they have. There are plenty on shelves. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, why did you get this figure? You sat there in a video and complained about repacks, repaints, reboxes, whatever. This was actually free because when I bought it, they were having the buy 2 Disney figures at Target, get one for free. And basically, this is the one that I added in. So I just bought 2 other figures and I added this guy in. So technically, I didn't necessarily buy it, but I could have used that free one for something else. But I wanted to get this figure because this was one of my favorite, most anticipated figures after the Solo movie. So much so that months before it came out, I made this custom because I really like that design of that figure. And I thought, man, I got to get that something like that on my shelf right away. So I did make this custom of it. I think it's really cool. And the thing is, I knew I seen this guy before because, well, when we get him out of the box, we'll take a closer look and just see what some of the differences are and what some of the same things are. Okay, so you got the standard Imperial blaster. It's kind of cool. Here we go. Oh, look at that. His goggles popped off. That was one of the questions I had, was whether or not these goggles were going to be removable or be able to put down. And you can see that you can put them down and pull them up, and they're pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off Solos from the Mimbin, and I'll just compare the two side by side, and you can see they're pretty identical except for the paint work on them. So that's really cool to get some extra goggles. We're going to take a look at this Imperial officer, and there you go. He's got his standard helmet. He's got his chest piece. He's got that little skirt down here, and he's got his pants and his boots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the respirator, because you did not get the respirator with the Ferrix officer, and I'm going to take off this little jacket piece, and I'm just going to sit them up side by side so you can see them. And pretty much, like even the pant lines and stuff like this guy looks a little bit narrower, but otherwise pretty much has exactly the same detail on him. Yeah, almost all the same detailing. Right to those 2 ports where you stick in the tubes for the respirator. Now, the one thing that I did find very interesting on this is this helmet. This helmet, so let's just take a closer look at that head sculpt. That's pretty good. It's a clean cut dude. It would be interesting if instead of just cranking out like 10 of these in a box, I know that's kind of crazy, but if they had like maybe 2 different versions of the head, or if they did something similar with the face or whatever. But you can always do a head swap if you want to get a different looking dude in your package. One of the things that I wanted to do was just look at the helmet, because this helmet is kind of squished a little bit. You can see it looks squished, but I'm thinking you could like move that out. You could like heat it and stretch it and make it look like more normal. It looks like it just got smushed in the package, because otherwise it looks like pretty much the same helmet. It looks up and down, but you can widen it out to make it look more like it did in the TV show. Okay, so you can see, you know, they came out with the Mayfield as the hover tank pilot, and pretty much it's exactly the same outfit. It's got the red sash on the arm and stuff. The only difference between these 2 figures is really this belt and that holster, because they gave him a belt. So this is the Mayfield. You know that because they put the red sash on the arm. Oh, wait a minute. This is the Djarin, which has the red sash, and that's right, because that's screen accurate, because he had the red sash in the show. Then I was confused because this guy has a red sash too, and I thought that was the Djarin, but this is actually the Mayfield. And no, I did not get the figure early. If you're wondering, all I did was I took that Mandalorian Djarin and I stuck a head on a clearance Mayfield. So I bought this guy on clearance for like 12 bucks, and I stuck the Djarin head on him, so I don't have to wait, because the hover tank pilot helmet fits and it's perfectly set up. Now what I had done before the MiGs Mayfield came out is I had bought Mud Soldier and put these MiGs Mayfield heads on there that I got off of eBay from, I think, Watto's Scrapyard. And then I painted it myself because I was trying to make like a MiGs Mayfield. And these guys were on clearance too. I think I got a few of them for like $7.99. So now that I think about it, since I don't need this MiGs anymore, I can probably go in and paint this guy black to match that guy. And I can do my own army building with figures that I already have in my collection. You can see that once I put that helmet on there, and if I were to paint him back, he would paint him black. He would basically just be another Ferrix officer sitting out there, and you can army build that way. So if you can find these older like figures on clearance, you can definitely just paint them up, and you don't have to pay 25 bucks is what they're paying for this guy. Or you can just wait this guy out because there's so many on the shelf right now. I'm guessing in a few months they're going to be on clearance, and you're going to be able to get a whole bunch of those if you need them for a steal. I complain a lot. I know it. So if you're watching this video and you're like, who is this guy with the Ferrix officer? I get it. But army building is kind of like one of the keys to the Star Wars universe. So here are some of my troopers. And you can see I got them in the back. And this isn't even all of my troopers, basically, right? And, you know, I got my dark troopers back there. Then I got some speeder bike guys and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool to like army build a little bit, especially if it's a character that looks like it's a repack or a repaint. And I get it. That's why they do it. So luckily this was part of the buy two, get one free. But I'm kind of glad to have them, at least in my collection, so that I can throw them up there with Andor and some of the other figures. Anyways, everybody, I really appreciate you tuning in and checking out this video. And don't forget, have a fantastic day.